which playoff teams are under the most pressure to make a move this offseason? You can go first if you got a team.
Yeah, I got several teams. But
You got a lot.
the first team I'm gonna start off with is the Magic. The Magic are under a lot of pressure this offseason to make a move because they've been to the playoffs the last couple of years and they've been kicked out the first round. And at this point, you know your team is good. You have the pieces, but you have to build on it. You can't regress. So they have to make some more moves so they can, upgrade their roster and potentially try to get to the second round of Eastern Conference Finals because Paolo's that great. Paolo can lead you to an Eastern Conference, if not a Finals, if you put the right pieces around him. And we've been saying it for like forever. They need shooting. So, and I feel like not only that, Jamal Mosley, his job is on the line next year if he can't get them out the first round too, because it's the same thing every single year.
Check. I agree. I think is his job on the line next year because they've been really good the past couple of years. He's gotten into the playoffs, like you said, first round exit. And then next year, with Boston basically being out, the East is technically wide open. And with Giannis potentially maybe going west or to a different team, the East is wide open. So it is your time to make it far. But is his job on the line? I don't
If
know.
they get bounced off that first round again next year, I don't think they're gonna keep him because it's the same. Y'all, we not progressing. It's the same thing for the last 3-4 years.
I do think they definitely need to make a move because, like you said earlier, they need shooting. They don't really have it. We thought KCP was at least one of the answers. He was bad. He was terrible. And they just because they did regress because they won like 40, I want to say like 46 games the year before, something like that. Then you barely won 40 this year. And that was injuries played a part. Your two best players was hurt, yada yada. I get it. But you did regress. And the offense was even worse this year than last year, than the year before. So I think they need to make a move to get another third option type offensive player because Jalen Suggs, could he be that player? Maybe. I don't know though. But I think they just need another guy like that could get a bucket, obviously. Like you always talk about Anthony Simons. We think Anthony Simons would be perfect on there. Just getting another score. And that's what they need to do. And so I definitely think they need to make the move. Who you think better, Paulo or Franz?
Paulo.
Does he clear him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm just asking. I see people say that Paulo is better, but they said they don't think he clears Franz. They don't think he clears him.
I don't see Franz. Only way I see Franz getting better is on his 3-point shot. Paulo, I can see getting better. I still feel like Paulo got like another 2-3 levels to go. Like he can get better on his shooting, obviously. His post game can get more work. His ball handling, his passing. And Paulo's already better than Franz right now. So if he works on all those other things, he's going to be tremendously better. I think he clears him right now, in my opinion. He rebounds better. I think he's a better defender than Franz, a better scorer.
Does he clear him in scoring? I don't think he clears him scoring wise though. I don't think Paulo clears him scoring.
What's Paulo career high?
I would say close to 50. It's
Yeah, I
probably
think
like
it is.
40. I think it's like 47. I remember because I think he just did that last year. I don't think he clears him like when it comes to just straight up scoring because they could both go out
50,
there
no,
and
50.
score.
50.
Okay,
He
so it's
dropped 50.
50.
I've never seen Franz drop 50.
But when we see on the court though, we both seen them go for 20 apiece, even 30 apiece. So I'm just saying, I don't think he
His is
clears him
38.
scoring. I don't think he just clears him as just a scorer though. Now everything else I'm cool with. I just don't think he clears him scoring wise because Franz can hoop. It's not like he can't hoop and go out there and get buckets like we seen it happen. So I don't think he clears him.
I mean, but Paulo can get his bucket more than one way. I feel like with Franz, you see the two ways he gonna get a bucket, either a three or a layup. Like That's either driving or shooting the three. That's the only way he gonna get a bucket. Paulo, he can go in the mid post. He can go mid range jump shots, threes, um, layups. Like he can do it all. I don't really see no holes in his game offensively. He just needs to be more consistent.
A team I got, I'm gonna say the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are under some pressure. We saw it
Yeah, I got that.
this year. They lost in second round, even though they have given OKC the best comp. The bench wasn't good. You got a lot of young players. You need to go out there and get some veterans. Probably got to trade Michael Porter Jr. Nikola Jokic is in his prime. He's like 30 now. So he's not getting any younger. And you have to maximize this great of a player in Jokic. And they're under some pressure, especially with David Adelman as the full-time coach now. The GM don't know what that is, so who knows what he's gonna do. But it's some pressure to get it done. Like, the last, because you've been bouncing the second round in 2 game sevens. That's already pressure there. So the Nuggets are definitely under some pressure to make some type of move. What will that move be? I don't know. They definitely need to make a move because they just have Jokic in general. Like, they have to maximize his potential.
Yeah, I agree. And then on top of that, like you got arguably the top player in the NBA on your team, and you guys just won a championship a couple years ago. Like you said, he's not getting any younger, so that window is closing, and you need to act on it right now because then you got Aaron Gordon who's getting older. Like they still have pieces around them to build a championship team, so they got to go all in, and they got to figure before they get left in the dust by these other teams in the Western Conference. Another team that I got, your favorite team, Miami Heat.
I don't
They
like
have to
them.
do something.
They on here
Yeah,
though, but I don't like them. They on here though.
they have to do something. You trade Jimmy. You get bounced out. You get bounced out to play in. You guys are so called a winning organization and always in win now mode, but you guys haven't had a superstar since Jimmy and LeBron. So you got to do something before everybody in the East takes over.
And you know what? This goes back to what we was talking. What I said about the Pistons. This is the East. You talk about the West is wide. The East is wide open. Next year, the East is going to be wide open. So if the Heat do their job and potentially say hypothetically get a Kevin Durant or a Giannis, especially with other moves being made on paper, they could be the best team in the East and potentially go back to a finals. So this is your time to make that move. But of course, they don't have enough to make a move. But they definitely need to do something because you really just got Tyler Hero, Bam. But I feel like the ceiling is with them is like what, first round? Like those two can't be like your best players. Like they're really good players, but they can't be my best. You need to go get a 1A type superstar to maximize your potential, which could possibly be a Eastern Conference Finals. And the bench, all the role players would play bad. Jaime Jaquez super regress. Terry Rozier was terrible. You have to go make a move. And will they though? No, but they need to. I don't believe in them to make a move. Another team, it's crazy. The Lakers. I think the Lakers got to go out here and do something, bro. If you got to get something, well, and it's only because for Luka and you lost in the first round, which a lot of people thought y'all was going to beat the Timberwolves. You guys got smacked. Obviously, you guys need to go get a big, some more shooters to surround Luka and LeBron. We all think he comes back. You need to surround them with just a rim run big and shooters. Now, who would that be? I don't know. I've seen Nick Claxton. I saw somebody say Steven Adams. You just need somebody.
Man, go get Capella. That'd be your cheapest option. Go
That would
get
be the
Capella.
cheapest. That would be the cheapest option. I'd rather take Nick Claxton though. I think his offensive game is better though. If it was me, I would try. But cheap option to potentially sign free agency, yes, I would go after Clint Capella. But just because you already fumbled the Mark Williams deal, man, he could have helped. But it is what it is. You just gotta maximize Luka while he's not even in his prime. It's so great. you have to go make a move, especially after you lost at 5 against the Timberwolves. So the Lakers got to make a move. They got to.
And then on top of that, you got Bron. Probably only got like a year, maybe 2 left. You need to maximize. Bron can still help you win a championship right now. And like you said, you got to maximize on Luka and LeBron while you still got them. Another team, the Warriors. The Warriors showed that with Jimmy Butler, Steph, and Draymond, that they could potentially be a championship team and championship contenders. The only thing they was missing was a big. So I think they're under a lot of pressure this offseason to make a move because you got Steph, who's at the end of his prime. You got Jimmy, who's not getting any older. You got Draymond, who's not getting any younger. So while you still got these guys playing at a high level, you need to make a move and potentially try to get you another title before it's all said and done.
If you had to choose Vucevic or Brook Lopez, who are you picking? If you're the Warriors.
Oh my God. I don't like neither one of them. To me, they both slow.
I say Brook only for the defensive purposes.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brook, but man, I don't know, dog. Because Brook don't really rebound no more.
He don't rebound. He doesn't. No more. Oh well, that was a long time ago, bro. He ain't rebound since he been in Milwaukee. Let's just go.
And then it's like he's a good 3-point shooter, and his defense is still good. So yeah, but isn't he? I think he's older than Vucevic.
He's
So that's
way
the only thing.
older. Bro, Brook Lopez
That's
is
the only thing.
30. He got to be like 37. Gotta be somewhere close to there.
Bro. So we don't even know how he gonna be moving next year. Cause like he was moving real slow this year. That's why Doc took him out. He couldn't even play him for real.
He was getting cooked and drop and pick and roll. He was getting cooked.
And at least Vucevic could at least step up. You know what I'm saying, on the pick and rolls. Brook Lopez not stepping up at all.
Brook Lopez is 37.
Yeah, bro. And how old is Vucevic? Like what, 33, 34, something like that?
I probably. Let me see. See, but the thing with Vucevic is he's a terrible rim protector. He's terrible. He doesn't block shots.
I mean,
he
but
rebounds.
you got Draymond. You got Draymond and Jimmy, so they can at least help.
Vucevic is 34. He turns 35 in October. So, I mean, you're getting an older big regardless. But it's like, who would you rather have between them two?
They don't really need an offensive big. I mean, it'll help. But I don't really think they need one for real. You just need somebody that's gonna protect that rim and that's gonna rebound.
Well, it sucks because Brook protects the rim, but he don't rebound. Vucevic rebounds, but don't protect the rim.
Protect the rim.
So it's like, which one would you rather have? It's like, which one would you rather have?
For them, they would probably choose Vucevic because he could space the floor and he could rebound. And then they'd probably just have Draymond anchoring that defense, him and Jimmy. They'll probably go Vucevic, to be honest.
If any, I will probably take Vucevic, but Brook Lopez might be the cheaper option. He's a free agent. With Vucevic, you got to trade to get him.
Mm-hmm.
So at least with Brook, we can sign him to, I wouldn't say the minimum, but I'd say probably like maybe $5 million for a year, and we see what happens. But because it's like Jimmy rebounds, but not the greatest. Draymond rebounds, but he's like what, 6'6"? Yeah. Brook Lopez is damn near 7 feet, but only grabs like 4 or 5 rebounds a game, which is crazy.
Rebounds a game, that ain't it.
Another team, I would say it's crazy. I'd say the Knicks, and we're gonna get into the Knicks way more later, but I think the Knicks got to do something, bro. You lost in the conference finals. A lot of people thought y'all was the better team. You fired Tibbs. We're gonna get way more in that later, but I think the Knicks just got to do something. Like, maybe you don't roll back with this specific group, but you got to add something, obviously, to the bench. and maybe might trade McHale or something. But I think you got to switch some stuff up. I don't know who. Brunson ain't going nowhere. But besides that, I think everybody else is not untouchable.
Up for
I think
grab.
you got to do some. Yeah, up for grabs.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I got the Knicks on my list, but they was like low on my list because, like, yeah, they need. I obviously need to make moves to that bench for sure. But they showed that they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals without a bench. Um, it's hard because, like you said, we thought that the Mikal Bridges, OG, Brunson, little Villanova trio was gonna work. But if we being honest, yeah, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, but Mikal didn't play how we thought he was gonna play. They thought he was gonna be like the Suns, Mikal, just a little bit better. But he didn't play that well at all, and you gave up all that picks and stuff for him.
5 picks.
And then I heard that they talking about, I don't know if you've seen it, but they said Josh Hart, Mikal, and Jalen Brunson unfollowed Cat on Instagram. So I don't know if they're thinking about trading Cat. Me personally, I would not do that. That'd be a dumbass decision to do that. You do not trade Cat, bro.
What if it's just Kevin Durant straight up?
Okay, that's different. Okay, KD, that's different. That's different.
That was actually a trade I meant to say earlier, but hey,
that's different.
Because think about this: we trade Cat, whose defense is just not it. He's just not a good defender. He's just not. Kevin Durant might be older, but he's just a better player. He's a better defender.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what we're getting with KD. And Cat is damn near going to get paid like $60 million. Cat, I don't think Cat is worth 60. He might be worth like close to 50, but 60 something eventually in that contract. I don't think he's worth it. You could potentially get Kevin Durant, especially since he's older, on a cheaper deal. Because I did see the trade. It was Kevin Durant for Cat and Tyler Coley. It worked.
Yeah,
so you could just do that. You could just do that.
I'm doing it. And then that's not bad for the Suns. That's not bad for the Suns.
You reunite Cat and Devin Booker, who were Kentucky buddies. And Cat might be rejuvenized there. And then the Suns, like you said earlier, they get a center. You solve the center problem. The only thing with the Knicks is, I like it. You got to trust Mr. Robinson again.
Can he stay healthy? That's
what I'm saying. Can he stay healthy? You got to trust this man again. He gets hurt every year. So you got to trust him. Do you want to trust him? I mean, if you do that, you have no choice. So,
I mean, Robert Williams, they can go re-sign. I mean, they can go sign Robert Williams. The only thing with him,
he get hurt too. That's what I'm saying. So, but Kevin Durant for Cat straight up. If I'm the Knicks, I do it. Because now I get into that. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about the Knicks later. But I do think the Knicks, they might have to do something. Did you say I think you gotta go again? You gotta say something or
the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are under pressure. I think they're under pressure to make a move this year. They had that one good year where they to the second round. They made it to the second round, I think.
Lost to the Warriors. That was like 3 years ago.
And you haven't been back since. Then now you got Jaren Jackson, who's he's up for contract extension. All that stuff with Ja. You guys y'all been in no man's land for the last couple of years. Like, you guys have to do something. You guys showed a lot of promise, and you guys haven't lived up to it. And this team that you got hasn't shown that it can make it past the second round. Damn near the first round last couple of years. So they gotta make a move.
Maybe this is just a ceiling for the Grizzlies. If we're being honest, I think this is just what they can do. They can beat them. Yeah, I think that's it. I think like when we think like they're always good in the regular season. Then when they get to the playoffs, they're just not better than these teams. Like, I know it was against OKC and OKC a different animal, but OKC damn near was smacking them. They beat them by 50 game 1. Now, technically in game 3, when Josh said they figured them out, those was his words. They were up by 30. They were up by 30 when he got hurt. And they lost. But Ja was hurt. I didn't have them because I think they have the team, but it's like, what do we expect them to do? Like, I just don't know what to expect from them. Like, they're going to be a good regular season team. Then it's like when they face a team that's just better than they lose.
I ain't gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. Zach Edey is decent, but I think losing Steven Adams hurt them a lot. I think that hurt them a lot
I think they just
because
gave
he
it
was
away.
their enforcer. He was their leader. Um, like I think that hurt them a lot.
I think I forgot what the trade was. I think they just traded him away. It was for somebody. I don't even know who they got. I mean, the team is good, but I didn't have them because it's like, what do you expect from them? They got swept. Job missed basically a game and a half. What do you expect? I don't have this team on there, but I do want to ask you: do the Rockets need to make a move? Are they under pressure to make a
No,
move? Okay.
I don't think they're under pressure because when they overachieved this year, they wasn't even. I don't think people had them at number 2 in the damn West. They definitely overachieved. I think they were a year early, so no,
But
I don't
maybe
think
it
they.
is pressure since you did overachieve. Now it's like, now we got to sustain this. Because then let's just hypothetically say they the fifth seed next year. Then we're going to say they regress.
I mean, but it's like what year was that? That when the Thunder last year when the Thunder were because they was number 1 in the West last year, right? The Thunder.
They were number one
Yeah,
last
we
year.
didn't think that we didn't think the Thunder were going to be number 1 in the West, but they end up doing it, and then but I don't think people are even if the Rockets do regress, I don't think people are going to be like shocked. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be okay. This is what because this is I thought they were going to be at least a 5th seed this year. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I didn't think they were going to be 2. Um, but no, I don't think they on any pressure to make a move this off season.
Yeah, they weren't on here, but I did want to ask. I want to ask you again. Do the Cavs need to make a move? I don't know what that move is, but do they just need to make something to get over
No,
the
I
hump?
don't think. I don't think. I mean, injuries played a part this year. I feel like Darius Garland being hurt that really hurt them. And then Donovan Mitchell ankle getting messed up that hurt them. Evan Mobley missing some games that hurt too. I think they just need to run it back. Honestly, they just need to run it back
I feel like
because they
this is
got
like
everything.
they're better than the Grizzlies, but maybe this is just what the Cavs are. Just a second round playoff team. Like we're in what Donovan Mitchell been there for 3 years and he still hasn't made it to the conference finals with this good team. Yes, injuries, whatever. But we did expect it, especially when you had a great year as a team, winning 64 games, and you guys lose to the Pacers, who were definitely just not talent wise wasn't better. Like you guys lost, and to some that might be a disappointment to the season. I don't know what move they need to make. I don't think they're gonna make no major blockbuster trade, but they got to make some few changes to the roster. I don't know what that is, but they do got to make something to get to the conference finals. This team is good, like you said. They got everything, but somehow we're not there. I don't get it. Like somehow we're just not there. Is that everything? You just those the only teams, or you got more?
The Bucks, the Bucks,
Mm,
they gotta do
what
something.
they can do.
Because even though they ain't got no draft capital, they ain't got no salary cap room. They need to make some moves because it's either you keep Giannis and you try to, build a championship team around that, or you trade him and him and Dame and start over. But they got to make some moves this offseason for their franchise. And then I think you brought them up already. The T Wolves. Did you bring up the T Wolves?
I did not bring up the Seawolves, but they are in. They are on
Yeah.
here.
T Wolves they need to make some moves this off season too. Because that Julius Randle experiment, yeah, it got y'all to the Western Conference Finals, but I don't think it was a success.
You
To
don't
be
think this
honest with
season was
you,
a success for them?
the season was a success,
Oh,
but
okay.
them having Julius Randle, I don't think that
I
was
got,
a success for long
I got,
term. I don't think
I got
that's
you.
gonna be good for them.
But I don't think they expected. I don't think they expected like to be this good. I think they thought they had a good team, but to make it to the Western Conference Finals again, I don't think they
No, I
expected
don't
that.
think they. I think they probably thought they was like a second round team, a second round exit.
Well, since you named the Timberwolves, that's really all the teams I got. I think the other teams on here, I don't think like Pacers, they don't need to do anything. Obviously, Thunder don't need to do anything. Pistons, they don't really need to do anything. I think that's it.